And the penultimate round of the IORA Cup Series is here, and it is now as we get right into it. Greg Kalhoff on your screen in a moment as Marcus Vanderlee gonna get off pit road, and now Brandon Dugan in frame. Dugan, the fastest man so far in practice for round number 23 here in Atlanta. 8 minutes on the board here in practice for drivers to get their final warm-up in. I'll be David Kreutz, your host for tonight's broadcast. Tonight's event going to be a fun one, and we could see the championship race wrapped up. Coming into tonight, James Thurston, one of the men to beat, and he might as well be the man to beat as he's right now parked on the back straightaway. No movement from him as drivers continue to go. River Page, one of the final drivers still eligible for the championship if tonight goes his way. It all comes down to whether or not he's able to execute here as they all pass by. Thurston in that number 96. Small packs still forming as we get into it. The McConey setup shop number 24 setting up some success here as he follows behind the number 39 machine of Greg Kalhoff. Kalhoff third on the board, and as we mentioned before, Brandon Dugan, the fastest man in practice so far, a bit of a underdog in this league, and now going to be the fastest man in this almost hour-long practice session. And with that being said, 5 minutes of qualifying coming your way very, very soon. Greg Kalhoff, third of the board, and Marcus Vanderlee going to be in second as he blinks back and forth. You can see a good majority of the pack is already in formation. As we have 17 drivers looking to take on 80 laps in Atlanta. A mile and a half, that's for sure, but it's going to be full throttle all the way with the higher banking and the higher speeds together. So these drivers have an awful lot of time to adjust and regroup how they drive this track, because compared to the Atlanta of old, this place is absolutely much different. So River Page going to be fourth on the board so far. Aiden Walker is in fifth. Mason Moriarty going to round out your top six. Michael Cormetis going to be right behind him in seventh. And Michael Cormetis getting his first win of the season only about 2 weeks ago. Now looking to get lucky once again. Joseph Armstrong, who won last time we went racing at New Hampshire. He's here looking to get 2 for 2. And New Atlanta, it's anyone's race, as it's all about strategy. And any driver can have enough speed, but it's all about whether or not they have the patience, have the mindset, go out front and to win this race. River Page going to be fourth on board here. Greg Kalhoff going to be on pit road. Corey Lyles, your Daytona winner, a plate race winner in his own right, going to be on your circuit as well, but he's going to be waiting just a moment as he backs up into River Page, and a pit party forming once again. Michael Zeitz going to be in 12th at the moment on the board. Final driver who is on the circuit with a time, Joseph Armstrong, 13th on the board, but he is not on the track anymore. And James Thurston now going to be getting back on his way here as he's within this pack with Aiden Walker and the 68 machine. And that number 68 is Dudes Castro Neves. So Castro Neves returning after about a season's worth of an absence, and now on his way in that number 68. And he's got a sponsor to bring with him as well. So the 68 returning after quite a long way away. Otter Cat, thank you for stopping by. We're just getting with this one started, as now the 96 getting his first time lap in. He's going to be scored now in 13th, going to be 14th. Put one spot down by Joseph Armstrong. Kenny Real, thank you for stopping by. 5 minutes remaining and just about a few seconds as we finally get things going. Qualifying going to be 5 minutes long and an 80 lap event, the big one here at Atlanta. It's going to be 120 miles to decide who has a shot at that championship in the tail end of it. And here we go. And we look at it once again, Kenny Real, we've all got it settled, and there you have it. That's what we're going to be using for the future, as we got to thank all our viewers for giving us suggestions on how to improve. And once again, we got one. Kenny Real, going to be big thanks for that as we get in with this time by 4 minutes and 46 seconds remain, as we will take a lap on board with the man in that number 36. And it looks like a bit of an incident there for the number 39. How we go inside the cockpit of a driver still putting a hot lap down, and it's going to be Corey Lyles. a huge one there as we are riding on board with many drivers before the show gets on the road as they all find their footing. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remain here in practice as Brandon Dugan is still your fastest man. And how about that for the man in that number 55? Brandon Dugan having a great run so far for the TH Designs number 55. But of course, this is not the race just yet. This is only practice, and it's going to be all about warming up before you get it hot. And so far, it looks like that number 55 machine might have a chance at success as the night goes on. Might be one of those drivers to watch. We will see whether or not that turns out to be the case. But as is, it seems like there might just be something in store for that man in the number 55 indeed. Marcus Vanderlee still second on the board. Greg Kalhoff is in third. And it looks like River Page going to be in fourth. Rounding at your top five, Aiden Walker, as Josh Williams going to be starting this one a bit late, as Dudes Castroneves on his return going to be sixth on the board so far. Right now, only one driver taking a hot lap. That looks to be Greg Kalhoff on his own right now. So we will see how it fares for him as he waits slowly but surely, trying to get this one going. He's going to back it down, hit the brakes, and put it all the way down on power. As Aiden Walker going to be fourth on the board. You can see him in frame. Michael Cormetis backs up to pit stall, and 2 minutes remaining in practice here as Max Molina going to be in ninth, and he's one of the drivers in the FORL Final Four on Wednesday night next week. And on Thursday night, not in the championship race, but looking to race to win. An admirable effort for the man in that number 7 as he comes with the burnt rubber racing warehouse machinery. And so far, the pack formed up once again, and your leader in practice right behind it. Jonathan Leisure, thank you for stopping by. Greatly appreciate your support as we get this one going. The number 55 right in front of the field in terms of timing, and now right behind the field in regards to where he is in the pack. Right on board once again, as there's going to be a bit of a spin. He's going to be able to avoid it. The 55 does. The remainder of the pack keeps going. And Brandon Dugan aims right in for that wreck as we ride aboard with Aiden Walker now. Take a lap on board with him. And a major moment there for the man in that number 93, Aiden Walker, down and around. And hopefully we don't see that in the main event. Only one faster pair for every driver tonight, so they will have to keep a watch on that, whether or not they choose to be patient or if they choose to stay with the plain old aggression. It remains to be seen, and whether or not that patience comes back into play, it's all up to the drivers, the jurisdiction of those racers. It's all their call, as only one more race in the season after this one. This is the penultimate round, and any driver has a shot at New Atlanta. So if you want to get in on this one, this could be a shot to win, Jonathan. And Homestead, next race on the schedule from there, and that's going to be 120 laps as well, but going to be the championship decider, so going to be a lot of championship implications and deciding the final point structure. Will every driver want to show up with their Thursday best? We'll see who has the best overall, as less than a lap's worth remain here in practice. You get about 29 seconds in at a fast lap, so it's going to be 16 seconds on the board, and it's not going to be certain whether or not these guys even get down to the start-finish line, but maybe they will, although it looks like at the moment that they will not. With all said and done, the man in that number 55 machine, Brandon Dugan, fastest here in practice as we get into it for qualifying at tonight's event, the IORA Cup Series. Here we go again, as it's going to be Dugan spinning, and it's going to be Thurston there as well. Dugan's going to be able to save it for the most part as drivers wreck right there. And now on to your 5-minute qualifying session to capture the coveted pole position. 23rd round of the season here from Atlanta, and 5 minutes to determine whether or not every driver will start up front or if they will start in the back. Cormetis going to be the first of which on his way. Aiden Walker going to be there in now pit road. Corey Lau is going to be exiting as James Thurston has already gotten past the pit exit. He's going to be getting off the access road very soon. Now Atlanta in the new world of things. Well, this is the scan from 2021. This is 2023. These guys are facing the normal pit exit, but the way it is now, new configuration, it has been changed. The pit entry is in turn number 3 in the NASCAR Cup Series, and that's a big change compared to what these next-gen machines will face here. Turn 4, as usual, is the place to be as James Thurston takes them down. Once again, green flag's going to be out here for qualifying in Atlanta. And Thurston going to be on his way. Michael Cormetis going to be the highest man in position so far when it comes to his track position, but no driver has set a lap just yet. And Cormetis ripping the high side here, and he's using an old super speedway technique, and that technique is to wait until later to get it in to the fast lap. One lap with a lot of patience, staying up high, building up momentum, but then dropping down on this lap. Take a look with our close-up drone shot. He drops all the way down here, and he's going to stay down there as he comes out of the second lap. Cormetis going to be the first man with a lap on the board, but James Thurston is evidently going to be faster. He goes top of the board with Chase Schaefer now going first by 2/10, and Cormetis drops all the way down. Corey Lau is going to now be in the fourth spot. Same strategy as Cormetis, and Chase Schaefer looks to be done with his run. He's going to get very slow off of turn number 2, and getting a bit squirrely is the number 99 machine going to wait for yet another opportunity, and it might be the races. So far, Cormetis going to be coming off the stripe this time by. He's about 6/10 faster than his last lap. Will it be enough? It looks like it just might be. Good for a second. Going to lose a lot on that very final straight. Going to be 19 thousandths off the pole, and then James Thurston takes it 69 thousandths off. Thurston's going to be top man on the board here in qualifying. And only for now, it's going to be Greg Kalhoff in second. Corey Lau is now in third, and he's going to go up to first on that lap, 5 thousandths ahead of the Kalhoff machine. Aiden Walker now takes himself into the third spot, and it's going to be Greg Kalhoff right there with Aiden Walker, but River Page makes it up by 28 thousandths of a second, and he's going to come down to pit road this time by. Has some damage. He gets out of the exit, but not going to make it much further. Max Molina on his second lap this time by. He's gained about 4/10 already. He's 6/10 back on pole. This should be good for a top 5 lap. It's now going to be 6/10 up coming off of the final straight. Going to be 6 flat. Will he be able to make it so this time by? It looks like Molina has enough for the pole by 7/1000th of a second, and he's going to drop in 1,000th back, and now 100th as it's going to be recalculated at the line, a 31.212, just too slow for pole. Anthony Trippi going to be on a trip there in the number 95 machine. Dudes Castro Neves going to be in 11th so far in the 68, and at the stripe for him, Castro Neves going to be position number 11. Not much more improvement. He's taking extra practice laps. Anthony Trippi backwards, done with his run, and Michael Cormetis, he's going to be in position number, well, at the moment, 12th, but Michael Deitch is going to be in 15th, and it looks to be the final man to get a lap in here within our qualifying session. And Molina still going to be on the track. Michael Deitch, as always, taking extra practice laps. And as we have just a bit of time, we'll get your qualifying grid on its way to you immediately, as we have just a bit of extra time before the race gets on its way. Deitch, the final driver who's not going to pull in just yet. We will wait to see him do so. And when he does, we'll be certain to see the green flag fall any moment now, as the pace car, the pace truck, whatever it ends up being, will be on your screen in just a moment. And Deitch going to take a slow lap through the apron and the front stretch. You're not allowed to use the apron there. If you cause a wreck under the yellow line or now the red line at Atlanta, you will be susceptible to a major penalty, a 1-lap hold. And right now, every driver not holding back their aggression. It's going to be the relentless out in front of the man on pole position. Well, he knows how to be relentless just right. It's going to be the driver of that number. Well, the 24 of River Page with 31.203. Max Molina going to be right beside him with 31.212 in second. Corey Lau is going to be third on the board with a 31.231. And then Greg Kalhoff rounds out your top 4. He's going to have a 31.236 himself. Aiden Walker going to be 200 back with a 31.253. James Thurston going to be in 6th, 31.255, and Brandon Dugan going to be 7th on the board so far, 31.289, with Mason Moriarty right beside him, going to be separated by only 7,000. 7th and 8th are, and outside row 4, Moriarty is in 8th. Clark Nansen, the number 9 machine, going to be in 9th as Jay Schaefer, 10th on the board, and number 99 going to be in 10th. It's going to be a disparity of 2,000 between your men on the 9th and 10th positions. And your top 10, it's going to go as follows. The 24, the 07 then, it's going to be the 56, 39, 93, 96, 55, 6, the 9, and then finally the number 99 machine. From there on out, it's going to be the remainder of the field on your frame. It's going to be Dudes Castro Neves there in 11 with a 31.342. Michael Cormetis is going to have a 31.343, 1,000th off for 12th. Anthony Trippi going to be in that 016. He's going to be 95 on your screen, and he is currently position number 13, 31.347 with Marcus Vanderlee 15th on the board. Michael Deitz with Vanderlee 14th with 31.505. Michael Deitz going to be top 15 with a 31.532 at the inside of row number 8 with a final driver to put a time lap in. Well, that's where he's going to be situated, as right beside him going to be your last week winner, New Hampshire victor Joseph Armstrong starts in the 16th position, and he'll be the first man without a qualifying time. His grid position set on iRacing. He's going to be able to get it done just over the Jackson Car Machine in the 17th spot. Then James Bomar in 18th. Number 8 machine, Vincent Guecci, going to be the 09 machine in 19th. And then Roshak there in 20th. 34, 25, 016, 056, 57, 20. Then the 83, 8, 09, and 35. Your top 20 and the final driver to enter the session going to be 21st man on the board, Josh Williams in the 00. And that will be your starting grid for the 23rd round of the season here in Atlanta, as the iRacing official pace truck gets ready to lead the field down one more time in a super speedway. And it will be the second to last time all season long. When it comes out of the start of the event, we only have one more to get through. It's going to be Homestead, 120 laps, and then we go on summer break for IORA. We will return in September. But it's been a great championship hunt so far, a sling and a string of great races. River Page, knowing that for certain, he wants to put together another one, as Dudes Castroneves in gear with Anthony Trippi. Max Molina not going to be. Aiden Walker goes, and River Page slows, as he is not gone just yet. The inside line going to stagnate just a bit and come out just behind your outside. No major issue nonetheless, and we keep going as we have just a bit more time to get it done. And you can see that the 23rd round from Atlanta just going to be getting on its way, as the driver in that number 24 for McConey Setup Shop has set himself up time after time for success. Max Molina, a winner in the FORL Cup Series, looking to get it done in IORA. The Thursday night test, one he wants to pass, and he knows that if he wants to pass it, he'll have to get it done here or Homestead, and it's going to be all about the championship drivers next week. This is just about your last best attempt. And if any of the drivers can get it done, they'll have to get it done here and now. The test of time going to face these guys as they come down third and fourth turn, but for the start-finish line, finds its way to these drivers, and they find its way to it. And it's the iRacing official pace car going to back its way in, this time by, it's going to be Molina with River Page, Corey Lyles there in third, Greg Kalhoff in fourth, Aiden Walker in position number 5, James Thurston is in 6th. And now Brandon Dugan, the man fastest in practice, going to try to put that practice into play as we get into it this time by. River Page going to lead him down for the penultimate round here in IORA. Thursday night thriller. We said it before, and we'll say it again. Green flags out here from Atlanta. Outside line with a major edge here in Atlanta. First lap in, out of 80. Max Molina doing a great job nonetheless. Nobody on his level so far. River Page going to be on the inside line. Greg Kalhoff going to go way wide as one gets in the wall. And that's going to be Will Shack on his own accord. So the 35 machine going to have to regroup after that one as we keep it going 2 laps in. And the Molina machine now out in front of a 3-wide battle there for the second. Going to be Thurston, Page, and Moriarty. And Mason goes way high. And he's pacing around this track without much patience. We'll see how much he has as the night goes on. And now it's going to be Max Molina, position number 1 in the second spot. Mason Moriarty, James Thurston going to be third, and then Chase Schaefer in fourth. And you go down again, and the number 7 machine, Max Molina, out in front. Mason Moriarty going to be in second, Thurston, Schaefer, third and fourth. Right now, going to be a few drivers getting the wall on their own accord. It's going to be Greg Kalhoff that time by, as Kalhoff smacks the wall, now falls back into 13. And 3 laps in, not the best start for the man in that number 39. Looks like Richmond is not the track we're at, but it looks like Atlanta being as tricky as a short track would be, as so far 19 drivers take it down to the start-finish line for the green flag, and all 19 remain on the circuit. Aiden Walker, though, going to be 3 laps down at the moment. Looks like he's serving a penalty here as Molina out in front, settling the score. The outside line has reigned supreme. So it's going to be all about bringing in the reins here and backing it down because aggression can't be for too long. It's going to be Dugan in the wall there with Jackson Carr. Caution's going to be out immediately thereafter as everyone slows down. Dugan's still going to be in trouble as he spins it almost and getting it unsettled, but settling it before looping it. It's going to be Brandon Dugan out in the 19th spot, now up to 18th thanks to Aiden Walker's penalty, and we'll get an instant replay on the matter here for the man in the number 55. See, by that point, already spun around, and we'll get a word on what happened to Brandon Dugan immediately. And the number 55 there in the middle of pack, 3 wide with Jackson Carr. They come back up. It looks like Jackson going to get into him this time on the back straightaway. They get into each other, run in, and go to the backstretch immediately. Safety yellow as Dugan gets turned immediately thereafter, able to save it. But a 2-car incident leads to yellow number 1 here in Atlanta. And it's going to be tempers flaring already as Jackson Carr going to try to duck out of the way of Brandon Dugan and almost spinning in there in the process. Max Molina out in front, position number 1 here in Atlanta as they come down the line for lap number 6 out of 80. A great start, but it's going to be a lot more time to prove who's got what it takes and who does not as they come down and in once again. Max Molina, your first man on the board, and now Brandon Dugan going to come down pit road with Jackson Carr. As we said, 1 fast repair on the night, only 1 opportunity to reset quickly, and if you use it up early, you're going to be in a lot of trouble later if you get involved in a wreck. Shaq going to come in right there, that time by, uses his fast repair, and see, cosmetic damage disappears immediately. Jackson Carr looks to have used it as well. We'll find out whether he has not, but it looks like on further examination, going to be a bit of damage left on the number 83. Dugan going to be on his way, one and only fast repair used, the first man to use it, as Jackson Carr going to be coming out immediately thereafter, although it looks like he will choose to fix that optional damage and not use its fast repair. Max Molina out in front once again. Mason Moriarty going to be in second, and Shay Schaefer is there in third as we are 6 laps in to our event. How do we get a word with the man in that number 99 machine? Is he available for comment? That he is, and Shay Schaefer with only 2 rounds to go, is currently running in the 3rd position. A lot of time here before we get it going, and still the early stages. What's it going to take to come out on top in Atlanta?
Just saving tires, kind of filling out the race. Not really trying to get into any incidents early on. Other than that, just kind of riding it out.
And logging in some laps seems to be the game plan for the drivers up front. Aggression early on. Only about 5 laps in when we got that yellow, but will we see a bit less aggression now as the drivers might have to back it down to keep going?
I'm hoping we get some less aggression. I really don't want to get caught up in anything, which is kind of why I'm up front. So I think we'll probably tone it down a little bit. Cautions are going to be relaxed, and I'm hoping for the best.
And there we have it, 1 lap to green to hope for the best here. So any final thoughts?
None right now.
There we have it. Chase Schaefer going to be back on his way, currently going to be top 3 on the board. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
And Shay Schaefer going to be on his way there in that number 99, rounding out your podium thus far. 8 laps out of 80 when we get back to the green, and Max Molina leads them clean, as now only 1 driver has gone through a fast repair. Brandon Dugan going to be out in the 13th spot. If he gets caught up in one other incident, that could be it for his night, and it's going to be all about whether or not that incident is crucial. These next gens with what are called composite bodies, very durable, and sometimes able to take a hit better than any other car in the NASCAR circuit. Be it the Xfinity machines, the next gens of old, well, the car tomorrow might be that one, and the Gen 6s or even the trucks. And with that being said, you could get away with some right side scraping, some left side beating and banging, but if it's critical on the front and the rear, you're just about as good as dead. Your momentum is at the very least, and losing momentum, you'll be done for all the remainder of the race, that's for certain. Better luck next week if you get caught up in that situation. Molina with Moriarty, as we can see. Corey Lyles there with the Norfolk Southern machine of Aiden Walker, backing it down this time by first race of the night here in Atlanta. Let's get right through it here and now. Green flag coming out, first restart underway. And a commanding start from Max Molina once again. The inside line not able to hold a candle And it looks like now Molina gets himself on the move. River Page going to be in third. Mason Moriarty is there in second. James Thurston going to be P4 as now the high side is supreme as they're all up top looking to wait this one out. Joseph Armstrong going to be there in seventh. Michael Deitch is in eighth. Clark Nance going to be in ninth as they go up high this time by. They're not going to be double file racing just yet, except for the back of the field. Clark Nance going to see that Michael Deitch gets a real squirrely car there and is able to save it. Nonetheless, though, the 57 and 56 almost getting into trouble there, and thankfully for their sake, able to avoid any incident as they come down the back. Once again, going to be Brandon Dugan in the 55 with Greg Calhoff, Dudes Castro Neves in the 15th spot. Your second pack is forming, but the first is beginning to run away here, and it's going to be a big-time incident almost avoided. Will it be avoided? Joe Armstrong blinks in front of the field, and that is not going to be caution just yet, but it looks like that it will be in the end. Molina going to go down and around, but Joe Armstrong brings out yellow number 2. 10 laps in, out of 80, and we'll check once again to see what just happened. Armstrong seemed to be in a lot of trouble sliding up the track, getting into Mason Moriarty, and then he's going to blink out of frame there, so going to be tough to see where he was or where he was supposed to be. Comes right in front of Corey Lyles and spins back up the pack, and it's going to be thankfully everyone avoiding him once again as he gets it on control, and it's going to be Anthony Trippi able to avoid him that time by yellow. Flag is out, 11 laps in, out of 80, and here we go again as it looks like Relax Yellow still going to bring one out, a wreck out in front. Caution number 2 as a result. Max Molina getting there with River Page. Shea Schaefer is in third. Michael Cormetis is going to be in the 4th spot as Vincent Guecci holds on strong there in 5th. We 11 laps in out of 80. We are just getting this one started, and another incident unfortunately gonna cause us to back it down. Be a little more patient here with the way we're going as the chase car up high, a bit higher than the drivers as Greg Calhoff and Aiden Walker getting laps back. Josh Williams entering the party here, and the 00 machine going to be 20th on the board, only 6 down, able to save himself a lot of time by joining only a bit late and only missing 1 caution, so saving grace for him to get some more time in as we get back at it, this time by Max Molina. That time through, still your leader, 12 in, out of 80. And with not a lot of green flag racing just yet, we'll have to wait and see if we can pick it up from here. Unfortunately, Atlanta, the most narrow super speedway in the NASCAR world, and as a result, with less distance to move freely, these guys have a tendency to knock into one another in the heat of the moment, and that's exactly what we saw with the Joe Armstrong machine. Currently, Armstrong down on pit road. Looks like only one driver has still gone through his fast repair. That's going to be now Greg Calhoff, the second. Brandon Dugan going to be the first, as we mentioned beforehand, and the aforementioned Dugan now going to be position number 3, working his way right back up, and granted, while the damage has deterred him and his strategy going to be a bit off, he's still there in the podium. Clark Nance is in 4th, Dudes Castro Neves is in 5th, and Anthony Trippi tripping through. He's going to be in 6th on the night thus far. Chase Schaefer, 7th on the scoreboard, and it's going to be James Thurston, your points leader, out in front as he has to put together 2 great races to perhaps solidify his championship chances here and now for the $300 grand prize. We'll see who gets it done as we have 2 laps to green on this one as the iRacing official pace car leads to Max Molina, and Molina's had this one under wraps so far, but it's not enough to determine whether or not he'll dominate as they come across turn 4. Once again, it's going to be Molina, Corey Lyles, and then Clark Nance as lap 13 comes this time by, and Jackson Carr gets a lap back on the high side. 1 lap to green here and now in Atlanta, and we'll get right back into it as 13 laps in out of 80. Get a bit of a slow crawl so far. 2 yellows in about 10 laps. Lap 13 now. We've still been under pacing for about 3. Marcus Vanderlee going to be there on the inside line in the in and out number 056. Vincent Guecci going to be in 8th as Vanderlee going to get turned there as he was inside the Guecci machine, able to save it, and we'll see whether or not he thought that was intentional, although I don't believe it could have been. As you can see, that 56 is blinking. Major gets back out onto the racing line on the inside line, but certainly something wrong with the internet connection there in your man in 8th as he now disappears from the circuit once again, and that's why he went through a driver there. iRacing not able to calculate where he was in relativity to every other driver, and that's going to be a problem as the race goes on. Spatial awareness is key at a plate track, and right now, spatial awareness seems to be a loss for the Marcus Vanderlee internet. grouping there, as now Guecci down to the inside line, and he thinks he has this spot, but he's going to have to concede it if he wants to stay on the racing line. Bit of a debate here as we get into it this time by for a second restart of the night. Going to be Molina and Ben Lyles and Clark Nance in tow, as it looks like Marcus Vanderlee going to be penalized there due to the internet situation. And down and in this time by going to be Molina there with Corey Lyles and then Clark Nance in third. Nance returning for the first time this season as well, as it's going to be restart number 3 in the books. This time by going to be restart number 3 in just a moment's notice. We're green once again. And a commanding start once more for the man in that 07. What more could he ask for? I'm not sure, as Clark Nance goes down to the inside line. It's going to be Chase Schaefer and Corey Lyles in tow. You can see now it's going to be two grooves developing the middle line. Going to be led by Corey Lyles. Will Lyles get it on Max Molina that time by? He does indeed, as they come down to the line. Clark Nance, your new race leader. Chase Schaefer going to be there in second. Vincent Guecci in tow. It's going to be Corey Lyles adrift, barely though, in that number 56. The top 5 separated by 0.2 of a second, as Clark Nance now is about a car length of the remainder of the pack, and 15 laps out of 80. You can see they come to the back straightaway, and the 56 going to be in a perilous situation. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to get by the 99 as the outside line, losing time, and Clark Nance going to be sent all the way down to the grass. He's going to be able to save it. No yellow for that, as everyone else going to be able to get by without much of a problem. The remainder of the field keeps going, including Vincent Guecci, your new race leader, as Clark Nance falls back to 16th. He's going to be last man on the lead lap now, as Jackson Carr and Josh Williams, 2 lap machines, stay with the lead pack, and so does Aiden Walker. So in position physically, Clark Nance going to be way off the men up front, including Vincent Guecci so far, as we are almost down to the quarterway point, lap number 20, and Vincent Guecci out in front. It's going to be Jackson Carr up to the high side there for just a moment, River Page in second, and Joe Armstrong there in fourth. Your last week winner going to be trying to go 2 for 2 this season when it comes to the late race swing, and he looks to have something going on here. Armstrong going to blink from the frame that time by. Is it going to be critical? It looks like it might just be, as Joseph Armstrong going back and forth, in and out, and we lost connection from him, and now he falls way off the draft, and not good at all. Max Molina going to be finishing in this one out this lap at the very least in second, not without some competition for James Thurston here as they come through. Thurston up high. Thurston gonna see himself go down low as River Page takes that high side for himself. And Michael Cormetis, knowing there's gonna be an opportunity to make something happen here, gonna stick himself into that low line and then merge right back up high. So Cormetis contemplating where to go and where not to go, as we are still far from the halfway mark. We're almost there at lap number 20, and disciplined drivers begin to settle into the piers, as now Molina has control once again. Page goes up high. Does he get the draft? It looks like that he does. Not going to be enough that time by, though. He's going to be side by side, dead even, going to stall out just a bit, and that stall out going to have the number 7 ball out, and he'll be out in front by 20 thousandths of a second. Come through now, Chase Schaefer has that edge on the inside line. Momentum is shifting to driver after driver, and it's unpredictable who will have that pace out in front. P1 to settle the score. The 99 of Chase Schaefer, and Max Molina there in second, with River Page in third. Will Shack going to be the final man in this lead pack, who's going to be in tow here. Anthony Tribby falling back just a bit. He's going to be a second off, and you can see that Brandon Duke is going to be about 2 seconds off here. And with Will Shack there in 10th, it's about a 10-car pack out in front. So it's already thinning out here as we get into the later stages of the event very soon. 20 laps have gone by just like that. So as the night goes on, keep it in mind how fast we're going here, as we started the race at about 8:05, 15 minutes for 20 laps, and that was with yellow, so we're only going to get faster as the night goes on. So Molina drops down to the inside line, knowing there's a lot of momentum for the taking, and that he does take it. Michael Cormetis, your winner in Las Vegas, looking to gamble once again. Will he get lucky? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be a question asked and answered by the drivers themselves. We'll have to wait for just a moment, though, to even get an opportunity to make it happen. And you would see that Chase Schaefer going to be in third, River Page in fourth, as James Thurston now goes down to the inside line, and Dudes Castro Neves going to be for the first time in contention out in front. Look at him go. The man in that number 68 machine on your screen, looking mean, and he's got a lot of momentum this time by with the unbadged Ford Mustang, as he's now the high side, ripping a 3, as the inside line is king, and not too far behind is the man in that number 25. The Coca-Cola number 25 for Michael Gourmetis, having a late season surge, not in the championship battle in regards to the points, but it seems like there's an opportunity for him to make it go back to back. And we'll see whether or not he gets it done this time by. He could get a second win of the season. Only 2 more opportunities to do it, including this one. So it's better to get it done late than never. Victory, always a great feeling, no matter when you get it in. And River Page is going to be there in first now on the inside line. And it's going to be for only a moment. Michael Gourmetis was on the inside, and Page will make his merge down and in if he chooses to. But he's going to stay loyal to that outside line and keep it high. That time by 24 laps in out of 80 here, and River Page holds him on lap 23. We pass it for round 23 in Atlanta. And double file Jackson Carr going to be there in that number 83 machine. Well, it's going to be the 8 on your screen, but 83 according to timing. You can see that Clark Nance going to be way off the pace. He's going to be 20 seconds back. Now it's going to be Cal Hoff 11 back, so we could see lap machines as this run goes on. It's now going to be lap 25 and relentless racing here, as it seems like now every driver getting a bit more accustomed to the way this track drives, and they're double file out in front with a good reason to be so, as it seems like staying side by side is not only safe, it's going to be much quicker, and getting down to that final segment of the race like lap 50, 75, and all the way up to 80, you want to get there quicker. If you don't, well, you're going to be stuck in a caution fest or find yourself out of the night. Joseph Armstrong going to be now retiree once again. 6 laps down, looks like internet trouble is going to be sway his night, and now it's going to be up to a total of 19 drivers. Mason Moriarty, though, going to be in 20th spot after that most recent incident. He's 13 laps down now, and he did not take his fast repair, so it looks like Mason trying to go the natural way, not use that fast until later, but undeniable that 13 laps is a death sentence no matter how many cautions you get. So not good at all for the man in that number 6 machine. As the driver out in front, it's going to be 2 drivers in Gourmetis and Page, 24 and 25. Max Molina not too far back himself. They're in second on the inside line now, as the inside gets a surge, and now it's going to be a purge of that inside momentum. Gourmetis goes up to the high side and leaves the inside out to dry. And with a move like that, it's going to take a bit of time for the inside line to regroup. You could see Max Molina leading that restructuring effort, and right now it looks like every driver going to be able to put some structure together on the higher line. And it looks like that advantage will persist. Michael Gourmetis going to be out in front, River Page there in second, and now Aiden Walker gets right by the Max Molina machine, and it's going to be the 93 looking nice and smooth. And while it's going to be Aiden Walker out in front in position physically, it's going to be Michael Gourmetis spinning almost. He's going to be able to save it and goes right back up the track. Unbelievable save. And now they're going to be 3 wide, 4 wide there for a moment. And that they still are. Coming to the turns 1 and 2. Running out of room. One driver has to give it. It's going to be Mikey there. But it's certainly a save to remember, and that's what keeps the race going. River Page going to get a bit afraid of that one with good reason, and now he falls back further and further. Anthony Trippi on a trip to the podium positions. He's going to be in third. Vincent Guecci now going to be in second, as Max Molina following Aiden Walker leads here, and you can see inside that cockpit he has the draft out in front, and Walker wants to get back on that lead lap. So as he gets closer and closer to his end goal, he's 3 laps down as is. He'll get more and more of a bit of support for the man in that Molina machine, as now the 07 for PBR having a bit of an independent support here, and it's going to be a nudge to the 93 as the 07 keeps it going nice and smooth. That's inside the cockpit here for your race leader. And 30 laps in out of 80. Now we're getting through these ones quicker and quicker, and you can see they go way up high, gonna spread themselves out as Molina's out in front. Anthony Trippi gonna be there in third. Then James Thurston goes into fourth as he goes 3 wide that time by with Gourmetis and Will Shack. And it's gonna be Shack on the inside, and he will be able to make it happen there, as Cormet's going to be 3 wide, almost going to be pushed by River Page indeed, as Dude Castroneves falls back into 10th. Chase Schaefer there in 9th, and this is the racing you love to see as Clark Nance goes down to the inside line, lets the leaders by. It looks like Clark not going to be an issue for any driver as the first pack gets by him without any incident. The 9 machine down to the apron, able to merge back nice and smooth, might be able to even take on the draft. That remains to be seen as Schaefer in 9th now has a bit of an advantage on Dudes Castroneves, about a 10th's worth, as the inside line has all the edge this time by 32 laps in, out of 80, and the 93 keeps it going with Max Molina there in front of the field. Vincent Guecci going to be in 2nd, and then Anthony Trippi in 3rd, as Aiden Walker, your lap machine, leads the pack nonetheless. And with the lap machine leading the pack, it's almost shades of Cameron Perez last night at Daytona. He played an influential factor, and who got that victory? He had a bit of contact there with Alexander Balearis very late, and that might have set those two drivers apart from the winning contention that they, of course, hoped to be in. Cameron, by that point, was going to be put 1 lap down regardless, so he was able to save himself for a moment as they go 3 wide once again. Molina going to fall down that time by, and one driver down to the apron. It looks to be the Anthony Trippi machine. The second pack now has Clark Nance in their sight, going to be led by Josh Williams. Then it's going to be the TJ Hanley Designs machine of Brandon Dugan. Michael Deitch going to be with Armstrong himself, and it looks like Joseph Armstrong back on the track, and we get a bit stumbled there as it looks like stumbling over his internet connection. Armstrong, number 20 machine, going to be in 19th as Michael Cormetis holds on out in front, 34 in out of 80. He's got it going as he comes out of the stripe once again. Jacob Wilkerson saying, let's go Team PBR. So far, PBR's had a dominating grip on this event. Michael Cormetis, though, gonna take it from him at River Page, goes up high. It's gonna be the 09 machine of Vincent Guecci there. Corey Lyle's gonna be in 5th. And then the flag bearer for the IORA Cup Series campaign in, well, this league, it's going to be PBR's Max Molina, the flag bearer for his organization, and he was leading up to about a few laps ago. It's going to be lap car spinning, was going to collect multiple drivers that time by. No! It looks like everyone else is going to be able to save it, but a lap machine in Walker goes around, and the caution is out. And unbelievably, every driver in the lead lap able to get by without much of an issue. But that would have been much worse without some heads-up driving. That is for sure. Let's find out what happened. And taking a look with a close-up camera here, we'll find out just what. And you can see by that point, he's going to go way down, gets a tap from River Page, and then spinning. Aiden Walker goes almost all the way and gets to the wall before getting it back straight. And it looks like Vincent Guecci got a big tap there, but he's still going to be in 2nd unbelievably. So we'll check it back 15 seconds once again. As you can see, he gets tapped there, but saved by James Thurston. And undeniably a great save. And shockingly, we might have been able to avoid that yellow if we had it come out a bit later. That one going to be a great save as Vincent Guecci going to be in 2nd, following an absolute masterclass on the exit of 4. And now we're going to be coming down to pit road for a big strategy call. It's going to be whether or not these drivers call the right shots as they come in. Going to be River Page with Max Molina, who's going to go off pit road first. That we will see as this is going to be your pit lane exit camera. Max Molina going to be there in tow. Corey Lyle's going to be in 3rd. And River Page going to be the man who leads them out this time by. Page going to be on the move. He gets it handily over Max Molina. Vincent Guecci going to be beaten by Cormetis. And then it's going to be Castroneves, Max Molina, Corey Lyles, Wilczek, Michael Deitch, then Marcus Vanderlee and Brandon Dugan. And finally, after that, going to be Chase Schaefer. So your leading 10 going to be back on their way. And now a group of leading 13 as Greg Kalhoff gets himself a faster pair and gets back in the mix. 37 laps in, out of 80. And your man out in front is Clark Nance. River Page, so going to be in 2nd, looking to get one done. And Page, one of the most competitive drivers in this championship front, so we'll get him in right now. And River going to be first on the board. Clark Nance falls back. How you feeling here from Atlanta as we're almost halfway in?
Well, maybe like opposed to the fact that I just basically wrecked the whole field. I'm feeling pretty good. We've been in the front for most of the day, and then just Walker's racing us 5 laps down, and I tried to give him a bump and he couldn't take it. So yeah, I mean, race is going all right. I don't expect it to go green, but if it does, we're not going to have enough fuel, so it's going to be pretty fun. But I'm sure there's going to be another wreck, so just be watching out for that, you know.
And strategy beginning to change. Indeed, it could be the potential for an all-the-way run. 1 lap to green, though, so we'll keep it brief. Any final thoughts?
Thanks broadcasting, thanks McCarty Setup Shop, regular stuff.
And there we have it. River Page going to be on his way in the number 24 machine. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And as we say that, River Page is going to be dropped down all the way to the back of the field for causing that incident. So it's going to be bad news for him, and he will drop way down unless he goes down to the apron just to save fuel. And that's going to be another thing to mention. While not a penalty in itself, the tires and the fuel might not go all the way from here, so you have to plan ahead to make sure you can get down to that final stretch on your own. And River mentioning that, well, he's going to be one of those drivers who's going to be a key factor in the complexion of this late race, as Aiden Walker in the 93 gets 1 lap back. He'll be 3 laps down now as he gets to put 1 down following that incident, so saving himself just a bit more. Josh Williams now going to be back on the lead lap, only 15 seconds behind your race leaders. How about that? 6 laps down to start, and now back with your leaders on lap number 38. We go back green at lap 39. Cross flags will wave in just about 3 laps time. So here we go again. Going to be Page and Cormenis. Castro Neves rounds out your podium, and then Max Molina settles the score in position number 4. Let's get right back at it. Going to be the McConey setup shot machine of the 24 with Michael Cormenis in the tow. Here we go again. Restarting right before your halfway moment. Let's get right back at it. And Page going to be out in front by a long shot there. Michael Cormetis going to be in second. Dudes Castro Neves is now in fourth as Max Molina makes his way into the podium here. And it's going to be all about whether or not he has something in the tank here. And I mean that quite literally. The fuel seems to be running out. The expiry date is going to be in just a few laps time. So we do go all the way green, which could occur. We'll see whether or not it does. We might just see a long run, have a final green flag pit stop. Fuel limit is being put in service once again. 3 wide Anthony Trivias with James Thurston there, and the Brandon Dugan machine as Dugan goes down to that time by. Going to be double file in tow. Max Molina going to be there with Michael Cormenis, and then Corey Lyle is going to be there in third. Chase Schaefer in fourth. River Page going to be in fifth, and Jackson Carr going to be in that Super 6. Lap 40 out of 80. Now it's going to be the cross flag waving halfway in. 40 laps to go this time by, and Molina going to be right behind the Michael Cormenis machine as Corey Lyle's your Daytona winner. Going to lead a lap that time by, and he has not looked this competitive since your season opener. One of those drivers who got into the chasing of the quantum quest for the cup very early due to a victory, and since his championship run has unfortunately not gone the way he wanted, he's not been able to make much of a splash, but this could be the big one that he needs to get back on his feet. That's 41 laps in out of 80. The man in that number 56 falls back to third as Cormetis puts it back on his way into the lead, and Michael Cormetis looking to bounce back next season. Certainly one of the better drivers in this league, time after time, showing what he's got with these guys. And while he did make it into the Quantum Quest this season, not able to make every race, hardware malfunctions. Thankfully, he was able to replace his entire computer there, get an upgrade, and that's going to be a big downgrade into the wall. Max Molina going to be with Michael Cormetis. Everyone gets it straight. No caution for that as we keep it going, and that's going to be a big bad news for Michael Cormetis. The yellow flag comes out nonetheless. And the yellow's going to be out for Michael Cormetis there with 38 laps to go. We'll find out just what happened, as I think we already know. He got a bit squirrely there and got involved with Max Molina. Let's see what in specific, though, caused it. And checking back this time by how we get a bit of a further up shot, and you could see he gets a bit squirrely, then comes right back up into Molina, over correction, and they get into the wall, and that will be a caution, although I don't believe anyone spun. I don't believe anyone else got involved in any sort of way, but still detrimental to the leaders, and that will be room for a caution, and a caution for cause it is indeed. 44 laps in, and it's going to be Jackson Carr, your race leader. River Page going to be in second as Corey Lyles holds on there in third, and we'll try to get a word with the man in that number 83, as now Jackson Carr, the man out in front in the number 83, although it looks like he might come down pit road this time by. That we will find out as the man in the 83 holds on quite well. Jackson Carr leading the race here from Atlanta, more than halfway in. How do you feel?
I had a race like this yesterday. I didn't really enjoy it. I don't like this track at all. But, I'm having fun out here. I'm racing. I was up here 3 laps down, and I'm still doing the same thing now. You know, I almost wrecked Corey Lyles coming to that to the yellow flag there, but it's like, got to keep this lead, man. Lead is very important. I'll take at this track, it's either you got to be last place. Oh, I'm taking tires. Oh, I'm an idiot. I only have 2 sets of right side tires now. You either have to be like last in the pack or you got to be leading it, and one is a lot more fun. So right now I'm just trying to lead and kind of cause some there.
And it seems like strategy, regardless of the yellows that we have seen, will be a major factor as the night goes on. So tires going to play a role with 36 laps to go. What's the game plan here when it comes to them?
I need a long run because I only have 2 more sets of tires. So on the right side. So I do not. A caution in 10 laps is the least ideal situation here. And I might be able to make it on fuel. I think I might need 1 more caution anyways. So a caution with like 10 to go would probably be perfect for me anyways.
And that we will see, well, perhaps 36 laps to go, so a lot of time here as we're going to get black 1 to green very, very soon. 2 rounds of the season remain, and what's the final plans here as we wrap this season up?
Well, Homestead ain't really my track. You know, I'm not like James Thurston who only does it nonstop, so I mean, I'm all right at it. I'll try my best. I just took my fast repair in an accident, so I don't even have a fast repair, and I got Corey Lyles behind me who's going to wreck me because it's Corey Lyles, so I'm really trying to get this win here because I don't think I can beat the Homestead try-hard sweat James Thurston at his home track.
And there we have it. Well, as we go 1 lap to green this time by, any final thoughts?
I'm about to put Michael Diaz 3 wide if he doesn't go. That's my foul.
And there we have it. It's going to be a bit of regression here from Jackson Carr. Look at the lead once again. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
And dragging him back on his way. Carr going to be on the move in that number 83. And Shades of the driver he's representing, getting it rowdy. It's going to be Jackson Carr on the move as 35 laps to do it. River Page out of the apron once again, saving as much fuel as he possibly can. And he's going to be the big extremist when it comes out of that strategy as Page gets back on. It's going to be Clark Nance with James Thurston this time by. Clark Nance, thank you for stopping by. Next caution, we'll get an interview in with you. Yes, it seems like now the iRacing official pace car has 1 more job to do. That's turn the hard left in and make it the stage for the drivers to perform once more. As halfway in already, these drivers have been putting it in lap after lap. One of the fastest super speedways, only 29-second laps here in Atlanta in a pack. So very, very quick, and time flies if you're having fun, and hopefully every driver is. That's the end goal in here on iRacing anyhow, but a lot of guys are also going for a championship prize at the end of the day. So if it is going to be James Thurston today, well, he'll have to get this victory, and he might have to get the next. Let's get back out of this time by. Clark Nance going to be out in the front with James Thurston, going to be restarting with 34 laps to go. Here we go again. This time by, going to be 2 cars getting the major jump there. We look at the middle of the pack. It's going to be 3 wide indeed with Jackson Carr getting through it. And now Michael Deitch does not go as he mentioned. And it looks like Deitch going to be falling back just a bit. Double foul with a good majority of the pack in tow. But the 9 machine holds on with the number 24. James Thurston going to be there in third. Side by side, Gwetchy is with Thurston. And Dudes Castroneves slowly but surely making his way into the mix himself. It's going to be 3 wide. No double foul for now as it's going to be Jackson Carr taking up 3 wide. As soon as we mention it, there's 3 laps to go. And Thurston blocking Jackson Carr. Dudes Castroneves gets right into the 96 machine. Is going to be able to save it though. And now momentum on the high side going to be consolidated and compromised every time of asking. So as the 9 machine holds on strong, the first man out in front, Gwetchy going to be in second. Look at River Page, look at Chase Schaefer, and then take a look at Josh Williams, the 00, going to be putting himself into motion. The Auntie-Ons, number 00 indeed, having a great run from starting 6 laps down. He's made his way back up the lead lap with every caution that we've had, taking at least a lap or 2, as now double file out in front. Nance going to be able to hold on. Vince Gwetchy sees that they go 3 wide there, and Chase Schaefer takes them 3 for the race lead. And Chase Schaefer able to get him in that time by. The 99 machine now leads the high side with James Thurston there in the 2nd spot. The inside line, though, going to be Lyles and then the Clark Nance machine as Jackson Carr follows back into 6th. Double file 4, 5 rows deep. Going to be closest battle in the back of the pack with Aiden Walker. As Walker now only 2 laps down. Mason Moriarty going to be a total of 7 laps down here. And he's gotten 6 laps back on where he began following his pit stop. As one goes out of the inside line, that will be Corey Lyles. And Lyles falls back into 11th. And with Corey going down that time through, Chase Schaefer still going to be there in the mix as James Thurston makes it down with 30 laps to go this time by. It's going to be the 96 leading. Jackson Carr there in second as Chase Schaefer in the mix nonetheless. Last time by for the man in that number 96, a 29.883. Only a tenth of a second slower than the all-time fastest lap he's ran here in Atlanta. And every driver still seems to have what it takes in regards to their pace. We've gone almost 10 laps into this run so far, so great to see drivers getting it in. Back again, seems like aggression is not the must-have. It's all about the patience for most, as Jackson Carr, not patient at all, gets himself up in front. Vince Iguechi going to be in the first spot now as they go 3 wide for third. And as soon as we say one thing, another thing happens. 3 wide going to be Dudes Castro is going up to almost make it 4. Not going to be able to make it so that time by. It's going to be under 30 to go, and this is truly crunch time in its essence. If you are here now, you have a good shot. Joe Armstrong going to be there. He's a lap machine though, so keep an eye on those lap cars as they have made some major impacts already. We saw what happened with Aiden Walker as Guecci going to make a big block there on the number 83 machine. Rear Page coming down the line this time by. He'll be right behind Guecci. Does he stay there or does he choose to get a bit more aggressive? He can choose either way. We'll see whether or not it's the most successful way for him to go a bit harder or make it a bit more patient. That is going to be up to him, up to a guy like Josh Williams, or up to Corey Lyles, as he might have to push the pusher here in a late race scenario, running aboard with number 56 here and now. And you can see River Page going to be there with the number 24 machine out in front. He's been for quite a while, but right now it's going to be Josh Williams and Jackson Carr doing battle, as it's now going to be the number 20 machine of Joe Armstrong in that first spot in physical position. But he is not your leader. Your leader is Jackson Carr. Carr gets that shove there for the man in that number 09 machine and now has a bit of an edge. Looking down on the inside line, it's going to be Joe Armstrong pushing Jackson Carr. And it's going to be a big push that time by. Almost getting himself a bit squirrely. Going to be able to save it nonetheless, as they now have 26 laps to go it. Next time by, it's going to become this time by. As you can see, the 09 machine now has River Page in tow. Jackson Carr going to be in third. Chase Schaefer there in fourth, with Dudes Castro Neves going to try to throw himself in the party and cause a curveball to be thrown as he goes 3 with Armstrong and Thurston that time through. Aiden Walker going to be right there with the Norfolk Southern Machinery, as it's going to be the 56, 3 with Cormetis and Will Shack. There you have it. Brandon Dugan there in now the 11th spot. And it's going to be Brandon Dugan down to 12th as Clark Nance going to be battling side by side with him with 25 laps to do it. 56 laps in out of 80 here. This is the long run that Jackson Carr needed. And this might not be the long run that River Page wanted. Tires and fuel might be the way to go all night long when it comes down to moderation. But some drivers being a bit more aggressive. Some drivers being more conservative. And it's going to be different pros, different cons. Some drivers falling back early to get a surge late, as a big surge for Vince Iguechi to get right by, and now he's their new race leader with 24 laps to go. Great run on the high side it was for him, but we'll see how long it lasts. We ride aboard with the number 09 machine once again. And there in front, Vince Iguechi is going to be. He has a lot of pressure side by side. The good majority of this pack is, as they come down the line, 1 lap to green. Well, we haven't seen that quite a while. It's going to be 23 laps until the green is over, as the man in front, Iguechi, only has 1 driver beside him. That's going to be Joseph Armstrong. They're going to need to push Armstrong out of the way if they want to do anything on that high side, because now a lap machine racing your leaders with 23 laps to go, and next time by going to be 22 laps to go. And you know what that means. TrackCams22.com, the best cameras on the iRacing platform. If you enjoy them, be sure to leave a like on the channel and subscribe, and check out their link in the description. TrackCams22 crank it up with 22 laps to go. We'll be right back uninterrupted on FTN. And the yellow flag going to come out with 20 laps to go here in Atlanta, the big one there. And we'll get an instant replay on the matter as we just took a look at a big one there with, it looks like Max Molina, Marcus Vanderlei, Anthony Trippi, 62 laps in. And this is the biggest wreck we've seen thus far. You can see by that point it's already a smoke shield. So ride back and find out just what happened. Marcus Vanderlei going to be there in the mix, blinking out just a bit, though it looks to be something out in front. Clark Nance looks to be just in the middle of it, and Will Shack there as well. Let's take a look. Josh Williams going to go 3 wide with Clark Nance, and Cormenis gets squirrely and then gets in to Vincent Guecci. And Guecci going to lose it that time by, gets right into Brandon Dugan, comes right up and almost hits Deitch, and that almost becomes a definite, as it looks like Deitch actually able to avoid it for the most part. And then the 57 gets by, and not without a bit of loss of control, and while almost out of control, he gets it going once more, and there you have it. As they come down to pit road once again, Dudes Castroneves is your leader, but by request, we'll get Clark Nance in for an interview here in that number 9 machine. So as it stands, Clark Nance going to be in that top 10. Clark Nance, how you feeling here from Atlanta?
I'm feeling good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good up here, but it looks like your race has been a bit of an eventful one so far. You're one of the few drivers still without using a faster pair, so good on that part. But otherwise, a very chaotic one, and with 18 laps to go, a lot can be said or done. What's the game plan here for you?
I don't got much to lose. I'm not racing for a championship like some of these guys are. I know Thurston is one of the guys in that fight. I'm going to try to race clean, try to make sure I don't ruin those guys' championship hopes and stuff like that. But at the same time, really, last 5 laps, it's kind of balls to the walls. There's nothing to lose, so might as well go try to win it, try to start preparing for next season, try to, be back full time for the next season on IORA. Sucks I missed some of the events this year, but main plan is just go at it.
Next season coming very soon, as you mentioned, Clark. So with that being said, 2 races to go here, and you are not racing for much more than a victory. So how aggressive will you be with 18 to go, even though it is a large number, of course, compared to most tracks in the super speedway category? Very little time in itself to get it done.
Yeah, I think just, like you said, I think it's probably going to be close to 15, 16, something like that when we go green. And so I'm going to just try to be really aggressive here. I have nothing to lose. I've got that faster pair left. There's nothing to lose, man. I got to go for it. Got to put myself in a position where these guys respect me a little more. Tired of being run over.
And there we have it. 1 lap to green this time by to get back into the running. So any final thoughts before we get it going here for the 9 machine?
Just hoping we can go get a win for Napa in their backyard.
And there you have it. Clark Nance going to be on the move here in that number 9. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And Clark Nance going to be on his way in that number 9 machine. He's going to be the final driver that appears on that lead lap, although a few drivers still rolling in. Cal Hoff going to be there, Michael Deitch, and Vincent Guecci. And it looks like Guecci going to be way off with Joe Armstrong at the moment. Aiden Walker only 2 laps down, and now Mason Moriarty only 4 laps down. And what was a death sentence might be a new sign of life as we come back into it this time by Dudes Castroneves is going to be there with Michael Cormenis and Chase Schaefer in 3rd. River Page going to round out your fastest 4 as we get back into it this time by 17 laps to go to do it. And it'll be double file in the mix, the 68 and the 25R, and this will be perhaps the final restart. Time is of the essence here. 64 laps in out of 80, about 2 laps a minute. Very little time, and if it is going to be crunch time, we'll see who's able to get it done as we get back into this time by. Here we go again. Dudes Castroneves, Michael Cormenis, and Jay Schaefer, your top 3 as the restart with 16 laps to go, getting it on its way here from Atlanta. And Chase Schaefer takes him 3 wide at the start there. Now he's going to be out in front of the field. How about that for the man in that number 99 as he gets that pass done nice and smooth. Michael Cormenis leads the high side here, and now it's going to be a battle between high and low, and the lows and highs of racing. It seems like these guys are going to be up on top of it As Shea Shaver falling back just a bit, River Page pushing as hard as he can with Cormetis here as they come down the line with 15 laps to do it. It looks like it's going to be crunch time indeed as everyone's settling in for what could be the final run in preparation for that mad dash on the white flag lap. Corey Lau is going to be in the mix there with Max Molina. No contact, 3 wide, however, that they are. No driver has retired from this event. If you took the green flag, you're still racing and you still have a good shot at the victory. Damage not crucial for any driver just yet. And it looks like drivers such as Mason Moriarty have not taken tires here. As you can see, 3 wide going to be a bit of door banging between Jackson Carr and Shea Shafer. And they're coming closer and closer to each other as they get closer and closer to 10 laps to go here. It's going to be all about whether or not they're able to keep it nice and smooth and nice and safe. Keeping the car safe means a lot here as Jackson Carr going to rocket ship his way up to the high side. Going to be saving it. 2 drivers do, but more are going to get involved in a wreck. 14 laps to go. Yellow flag is out for Chase Schaefer, and a few of the drivers there will check back on what just happened. And Jackson Carr looked to have gotten ejected there. I'm not sure what happened to him indeed. He just seems to rock it out because Shea Shafer hits him first. Then Molina gonna tap into the number 83 and the 7. And Max Molina involved with Shea Shafer. And they all get into each other. I believe Molina's already down through his faster pair. Bad news for him as he's already down and out and his motor is blowing. I think that might just be the night for the man in that number 07, and that's very unfortunate. Your first retiree getting so close to the checkered flag, but not going to be enough as he backs it in. Molina just about done for the night here as he's going to have a motor blown, and it's going to be taking an awful lot of time to repair that one as he's disconnected from the session. And one of the drivers coming to pit road as we speak, Chase Shafer, not that one. And it looks like that man will be Brandon Dugan alongside Greg Kalhoff and Dudes Castroneves, Michael Deitch there as well. And now with 12 laps to go, River Page is going to lead them out in front here from Atlanta. 69 laps in out of 80. A very nice showcase for the man in that number 24 as we will be right back. FTN Fireball Talks nonstop. We're going to go back to a brief promotion break before we get right back into it. We thank all our viewers for watching. If you enjoy the action, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as we will return in just a moment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
And as we return from our Fireball Talks non-stop associate break, once again, I'd like to thank every person involved with making these broadcasts happen. It's the viewers, it's of course the fans, the supporters, the leagues, and our associates in Throttle Graphics and Designs and the iRacing Motorsport Simulation, powering great racing online since 2000. and 8. River Page going to be there with Josh Williams. This time by going to be 11 laps to go. When we go back to green, going to be 10 laps to go. And 70 laps in, out of 80. We made it this far. Now it is time to make it happen. Out in front, the man out in front, of course, it's going to be River Page. As we get to it this time by, it's going to be 11 laps to do it. Josh Williams going to be in second. James Thurston in third. Here we go again. My brother Josh Williams, the machine, and River Page in tow. Green flags out once more. And River going to get just what he needed that time by off of the exit. And now he's going to be back on the move. Look at him go. River Page stealing the show with 10 laps remaining indeed. As they come down the back straightaway once again, you can see two-car tandem out in front. Michael Cormettis going to be there in third. Josh Williams going to be in fourth right now on the inside line. But Thurston and Page have been able to run away successfully. No driver going to be on their tail as they come down the line with 9 laps to go. Single digits remain. Here in Atlanta, going to be Josh Williams' turn. Big wreck going to be suing. It's going to be almost the entirety of the field there. And now the yellow flag is going to be out. It's going to be Cormettis, Anthony Trippi, and a multitude of other drivers. Let's check on just what happened as we are going to go down to about a 5-lap shootout here in Atlanta. And here we go again. You can see by this point, Cormettis going to go just a bit up high. Josh Williams, though, going to get turned by Joe Armstrong, and that's what causes it. Armstrong going to be there. So is Lyles. Then it's going to be Will Shack gets right into the Anthony Trivia machine. Chase Shaver gets bobbled up with Clark Nance, and that takes out or takes up a good majority of the pack there. And while Deitch able to save it, it looks like it's going to be Will Shack coming up the track. Hits Anthony Trippi, and now the pack in a bit of a shambling situation as a lot of drivers, almost the entirety of the field, gets involved with that wreck. River Page going to be in first. James Thurston there in second, and we will have just about 5 laps remaining when we get right back to it. So with that being said, very little time for any driver to capitalize on an incident or an issue. FORL Media coming in. Thank you for stopping by there. I believe that's Joaquin Stewart on control, and we hope to see him racing here in this league as Max Molina, your only retiree, has been only out for 5 laps. Yellow flag, though, going to come out with a total of 8 laps to go. We're going to become 7 this time by. Happy to get a word with one of the men who's been running up in front with a much more quiet race, and that would be Brandon Dugan, who's 4th on the board as it is. And how about that for the man in the 55 for TH Designs, Brandon Dugan? How's it feeling running in 4th here with about 7 laps to do it?
It feels pretty good. I don't get up here very often.
And one of your better races, that's for sure. Fastest man in practice, top 10 in qualifying, so an all-around A-list day for your camp. What will it take to come out on top and capitalize here in Atlanta?
Hopefully a good a push from me to River, and I can pass on the last lap.
And with you two out in front, it looks like that could be the way it goes down. Now, tires seems to be a big factor as well. When it comes down to that, will your tires be good to go, and will your fuel be good to go for the remainder of the night?
Oh, I'm good on tires and fuel. You don't need to worry.
That is great to hear for the man in that number 55. Now, as the drivers get settled in once again, how aggressive will you get this point in the race as a white flag very near and very dear to these drivers?
I'll take every gap I see.
And there we have it. Brandon Dugan looking to get very aggressive as the late going will be on its way very soon. 1 lap to green this time by. Any final thoughts?
I'm good.
And there we have it. Brandon Dugan going to be on his way. Thank you for your time running in 4th.
Thank you.
Brandon Dugan going to be back on the move there. Vincent Guetch going to be in 5th. How we get a word from him so far as he's going to be rounding out your top 5. 1 lap to green this time. Vincent Guetch, how you feeling? As we now have about 6 laps to go on the board.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in a good position. A lot of chaos is going to happen, but gotta see what happens.
And looking forward to the chaos. Now, Vincent, we're dragging you in just a bit late, so any final thoughts?
No.
And
Just see if this damaged car can get fast.
And there we have it, Vincent Guetchi. Just a bit of a word from him to see what's going on with the man in 5th now. Thank you for your time. And Guetchi going to be back on his way in that 09 machine. A brief interview as he gets down into 6th as we speak. So Guecci in the 09, right behind the man in that 55 machine. And now it's going to be Brandon Dugan in 4th. Marcus Vanderlee there in 3rd. James Thurston going to be rounding out the top 2 with River Page in front once again. A 5-lap mad dash from the new Atlanta. And anyone who comes out on the top here, they might just be the man who goes to victory lane as drivers get steady. And it's going to be getting ready as well. A steady car, a ready now mind. And it's going to be all about this final 5-lap dash. And whoever comes out on the top here will have it all to themselves. The second to last race of the season, the penultimate round. And you want this one more than anything if you're a driver like River Page or James Thurston. Keeps the championship hopes alive and make sure that everything's going right in your camp, keeping yourself in the mix. What you want to see as we get down to it once again, it's going to be the man in that number 24. River Page going to be able to lead them out this time by. Here we go. James Thurston going to be in the mix as well as we say hello to the 5-lap dash in Atlanta. Green flag's going to be out once again, led by River Page. And River going to get the jump he needs. That is for certain. Going to be James Thurston there in 2nd. Marcus Vanderlee going to be in 3rd. Vincent Guecci going to be in 4th right now. Double file though. Greg Kalhoff now going to be at the top 5 as the Underdog Racing podcast has its sponsorship right on that back bumper. And Kalhoff doing great so far. As you can see now, River Page going to get a bit of a shake up there with 4 laps to go. Riding aboard with the rear end of your race leader, River, in the McConey setup shot machine. Getting a push from James Thurston, your current championship leader. And 2 drivers fighting for that championship victory out in front. And the 96 going to be in tow with the number 24. And the man in that 24 leads them all in. This time by, it's single file top 2 as they're going to get to 3 laps to go. Brandon Dugan going to hang it in on Vincent Guecci on the inside line. And momentum stalling out for every other driver. Bar the top 2 right now. It's going to be 3 laps to go as the 24 leads him in here in Hampton. And no other driver on the case of that number 24 so far. Top 5 guys going to be on that outside line. And Mason Moriarty from 13 laps down is on the lead lap. And now he's in 6th. Look at him go now. Mason Moriarty might be one of those guys to look out for an underdog victory. He's been waiting for one all season long. Looking to get back in the championship running next season. Last season came 2nd in the points. But this season, not the way he's wanted to be, and now with 2 laps to go, he could get that victory that he's been desperately needed as Jay Schaefer goes out of the inside line for 3rd. 2 laps to go here in Atlanta. Aiden Walker going to be in that number 93 machine. He's going to be there in 6 as he comes up the track with the man in that number. Well, that's going to be the 55 of Brandon Dugan as they do it again. And you can see the 93 Norfolk Southern machine has himself going south, north, up, down, left, right, what have you. 1 lap to go. You make your perfect moves here and now as River Page going to lead him with a white flag out. Chase Schaefer down on the inside line with Mason Moriarty. This is it from Atlanta. Penultimate round, 1.5 miles to get this one done. And they're double file in the mix. McConey setup shops number 24 machine's going to be, but he backs down, almost backs out, and he's going to need a perfect surge down the back straightaway to get himself back in the mix. As they come down the line this time by Chase Schaefer in that number 99. Clear as day so far, and it's going to be day and night if he gets it done. Everyone wrecks behind him, and the 99, very few come through, but it's going to be Chase Schaefer by 10 1,000ths of a second. Who loses? Mason Moriarty wins by 2,000ths of a second. Are you kidding me? Mason Moriarty, welcome back to victory lane. And we're going to get an instant replay as he gets them at the line. Look at this. And how about it? Moriarty with the surge. Chase Schaefer originally scored as your winner. And if you look at it, with the rear ends and the fronts now, Mason gets there right at the line. Unbelievable. And Mason Moriarty, by 2 1,000ths of a second, he was 13 laps down to begin this one. And he wins from Atlanta. Welcome back, the number 6 machine. And this one's going to be a hard race to forget, as Mason Moriarty wins from Atlanta in the penultimate round. And this is one of those races where the death sentence, he fights it and he appeals it. How about it? Six Machine comes home on top for the first time this season. Welcome back, Mason Moriarty. Indeed. Mason Moriarty wins by 0.02 of a second over Chase Schaefer and Aiden Walker to the number 93 Machine. Gonna be there, 93 thousandths off. Josh Williams gonna be in 4th, 3/10 off. Jackson Carr 5th, Greg Kalhoff in 6th, and Ben Anthony Trippi in 7th, with Brandon Dugan in 8th, Marcus Vanderlee 9th, and James Thurston in the top 10. From there on out, it's gonna be 11th, Corey Lyles, 12th, Clark Nance, River Page, your pole sitter, finishes in 13th, Michael Deitch 14th, Vince Iguechi gonna be in 15th, and Dudes Casher Neves in 16th with Will Shack. Position number 17. Retirees go as follows: Joseph Armstrong, Michael Cormetis, and then Max Molina and James Thurston. His championship run might be in a bit of a shamble here, as drivers like Molina not able to get it done, but Mason Moriarty and Chase Schaefer, a 1-2 there. And position number 1 going to be all that matters, as Mason burns it down in front of the packed house here in Atlanta. An unbelievable event for this man, as Mason gets it done, burning it down as he should. And it's going to be one to remember, 2/1000ths of a second to win it from 13 laps down. And a race that no driver in his winning position would forget. How about that for the man in the number 6 Machine? And it's going to be Mason Moriarty fighting the odds and against all odds, coming back to the lead lap, not only to finish well, but to win by 0.02 of a second. How are you feeling after this one?
Amazing. I hadn't gotten a win all season, and I knew this was my last shot to get a win because I'm not that good at Homestead. I kind of thought my race was over. I got in that wreck with Armstrong, and I forgot to take my fast repair, so I had 8 minutes required. I went 13 laps down. It took me 4 yellows to get back on the lead lap, and then during that last caution, I took as much damage as I could. I had a minute left, and so I just said to hell with it, and I went from dead last basically to the win in that little last 5-lap green flag run. So it's nice to finally get a win this season. I've been close a lot. Last season I finished 2nd here, so it's good to finally get a win after getting screwed over a couple times this season in the last few races.
And strategy, one of the hardest fought races we've seen in this league. What was the key to your success, not only making it up through the laps and keeping in cycle at the same time with every leader up front who had a shot throughout the tail end of it?
I think it just came down to me trying to capitalize and get as many laps back under yellow as I could. I got 3 back, and the 1 yellow, I got 4 back, and that put me on the lead lap. So the next yellow, I could spend all my time getting tires, getting the necessary fuel that I needed, which I didn't, but I took all that time to get tires and fix as much damage as I could so I could be as fast as I could for the last green flag run, because I didn't want to take my fast repair just yet, just in case there was another wreck and I was in it, and then I would have been without a fast repair and with a bunch of damage. So yeah, shout out to Chase. I mean, it's really easy for a lot of guys to wreck people coming out of 4-1-2 on a plate track, but yeah, that little side draft that I got out of 4 just gave me enough, slowed him down and gave me enough run to barely nudge him out at the line. I totally thought he had me. I looked over and he was ahead of me at that first kink in the tri-oval, so I thought I lost, but nope.
And able to defy every odd there, coming home on top at the tail end in the final 10 feet. Mason Moriarty wins from Atlanta. Now, next time we go racing, final race of the season before we regroup for season number 4, Homestead. How do you feel when we come down to wrapping the season off?
I don't know. I'm not too good at Homestead, so I'll see what I can get. I've been kind of fast at the intermediates at Michigan and Vegas, so I don't know. I'll see what I can scrap together to try to make a late run in the points. Maybe not at Thurston, but maybe at Walker and River in 2nd and 3rd.
And there we have it, Mason Moriarty with a big boost in momentum, winning from Atlanta. Unbelievable there, as he gets it done by 2/1000ths of a second. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
Chase for not wrecking me for sure. Yeah, all the cautions, because I wouldn't have been able to get my laps back without all of them. But yeah, thank you for broadcasting and putting on a great show for us.
And there we have it, Mason Moriarty putting on a great show himself, winning from Atlanta in the penultimate race of the season. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
And there we have it for the Mason Moriarty machine and the second man on the board, Chase Schaefer. Oh, so close there, and it was just a matter of inches. How about it here from Atlanta?
Oh, I don't think I really could have done anything more. Me and Mason were on it, and coming off the corner, I knew if I would have blocked high, he would have just stooped low, gotten the side draft, and so I knew I wasn't going to get anything done right there, so I just went low. I hesitated just a little bit, and I think that's what cost me the 2000s, but I can't really be mad. That man went from 13 laps down to a win, so at least it wasn't any of the wrecking balls in the field.
And a very hard-fought battle there, that final lap. What was it that really got you out front? Because it seemed like you were out there even by the final turn.
It was just Mason. That's all it was. It was just Mason getting me up there. Without him, I don't think I would have been up there. It probably would have been just me and River side by side.
And there we have it, keeping it brief when it comes down to that. So tires and fuel, heard that the strategy would be a bit mixed. Tire limitation, of course, and the fuel almost ran out, but it seems like a late race caution bailing everyone out there, so it looks like everyone was on the same cycle, or a bit of a difference for some guys. Well, you'd have to let us know, because it looks like you were on the same strategy as Mason and Aiden.
Yeah, there are some kind of, some people would just stay out, some people would take, I think it was just either you stay out or you take 4. I think I stayed out like once or twice, but other than that, it was just tires. That's how important they were.
And all about the tires here in Atlanta. Now, the next race of the season, it's going to be the final race of the season, and we crown ourselves a champion at Homestead. So to get it done this season, what's the end goal coming out of this one?
Win. I want to equal Thurston and Conklin's wins because they both have 5. They both have the most in the league. So if I could equal that, make a statement, I'd still be doing pretty damn good right now if I didn't have to sub for 2 weeks. So, yeah, sub 2 weeks, and then last 2 races, I just went balls to the walls trying to make something happen. I probably lost like 20 points each. So that's probably about like 60 points lost, which is the gap to me and Thurston. So it'd be a close battle right now, but things happen. So we're just going to try and make a statement with the wins.
And time to make a statement for Chase Schaefer. 1 race more to do it, and coming home second here in Atlanta. Any final thoughts? Anything else you'd like to add?
Follow at Monster Designs _ on Twitter, and at _Monster Designs _ on Instagram. That's all I got.
There we have it. Chase Schaefer, man on a mission tonight, but oh so close. 2,000 to separate him. And first, thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
And how about it for Chase Schaefer, second on the board tonight? Unfortunately, Aiden Walker unavailable for comment. And since we will go live in just a moment, we're going to have to go to the Highline Racing League very soon for their throwback race to Services and Supply 150. We'll be right back. Hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation of the IORA Cup Series. I hope to return whenever we're live on FTN. We'll be back very soon, so we hope you enjoy our next presentation as we return momentarily. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you continue to have a great night live on FTN.